Hello, everyone. It's me, your boy, your host, OD. Welcome to Otaku Talk, and we'll be reviewing and analyzing chapter 217 of Dr. Stone. Honestly, this is my favorite chapter, like, out of all the chapters for a few, I want to say, months now. This honestly got me so hyped, and I can't wait to talk about it with you guys. If this is your first time on my channel, I would really appreciate if you could subscribe to my channel, share it with others. It would mean the world to me if you joined my League of Otaku. Anyway, without much further ado, let's get into this review. All right, guys, chapter 217 of Dr. Stone, Science Underdogs. And like I said earlier in my intro, I really loved this chapter. It's probably my favorite chapter in weeks, not if not months. And yeah, I'm hyped to talk about it. But before I get into it, I just want to say I've had a really rough weekend. I'm super tired. So as excited as I am, I'm going to try to keep it short because I feel like I'm going to crash at any moment. I need to take a little nap. But we start off the chapter where we left off last time, and basically Kohaku has found out what we believe to be the location of Y-Band. Due to this information, we are in a race to get to space. That was the crucial, most vital information that we needed, that we didn't lack. And now that we have it, there's nothing really stopping us from, all right, time to go and do the damn thing. All that we need to do now is finish the construction of the one-man rocket and get to space. Now, unfortunately, this freaks out my boy Chrome and Suika, because during this whole process, they've been secretly trying to develop and not build, but develop a round trip rocket to bring everyone back, because from what we understand, this is a suicide mission. They're gonna go there, defeat Y-Man, and that's pretty much the end of that. And the world is saved, but they're screwed in the process. And Suika and Chrome aren't for this martyr shit. They're not about it. They want their friends to come home. They don't want people to have to be sacrificed. And it's an optimistic and idealistic goal, but it's not realistic. And so while I do understand where they're coming from, I do get that Senku's just like, hey man, this is just how it needs to be done. It's bigger than us. It's bigger than my life. And we're just gonna have to do this damn thing. So once that news is found, Rusui talks about, just a global, what's the word he used? A global coalition in which, they're going to have everyone from all the places they visited just pitch in resources and work together on the construction of this giant rocket, right? And so hearing that, Chrome gets a flash of genius and comes up with an idea. And the reason that this chapter, I loved it so much, it got me so hyped, was I missed this. I missed, it's happened, it hasn't been too long, but I really did miss moments like this with Chrome. I love moments in anime where, oh wait, there's a solution to something, and if I think hard enough about it, I can maybe come up with it, or it makes so much sense once we're told, why didn't I think about that? I love those moments, and basically we get one of those moments. And he's like, wait a minute, putting stuff together, blah, blah, blah. And this is where the character of Chrome, in my opinion, really shines. In some other videos I released, I said something to the tune of, Chrome's strength isn't in being smart. What makes Chrome freaking amazing is his ingenuity. He's ingenious. He's not a genius, but he's ingenious. Even before, it's been set up since the beginning of the story that Chrome is different. Chrome is what I believe is how scientists became scientists. He's the point zero, the personality of what created scientists. The reason Senku is so great is, he just naturally has that, eidetic memory, the ability to memorize science. but it just comes from the fact that yes, Senku by himself is smart. I'm not taking that away from him, but he comes from a place where all this science is given to him. Now, I come from that same place. I'm not as good as Senku, hence why Senku is also a legitimate genius for being able to, you know, have these being able to memorize all these concepts and theories and numbers and knowledge. I definitely cannot take that away. But the fact that Chrome can come up with ideas that are new. And I know that everything in the past that he's ever recommended has not been new. It's already been done before. But the part that seems to go over people's heads is it's new to him. Coming up with cell phones, coming up with XYZ, yada yada yada. Those are things that were like, can you imagine trying to create something that has never existed before? Senku, the whole thing with Senku is he's just recreating things that he already knows to exist that have already been proved. I don't think there's been one time in this series where he's, created his own law or discovered a new element or something like that. It's always been, you know, already established science. And so Chrome is sitting there thinking, and he comes up with a brilliant idea, which he proposes. And it's basically we build individual pieces of a rocket, send these individual pieces up to the moon, and then reconstruct them on the moon or in space, and then use that rocket to bring us back. And I was like, yo, I was like, that's actually mad brilliant. That's actually a really phenomenal idea. And you see, he ran the numbers with Psy, so we know that it's doable, and logistically, like, it is the most probable thing for them to do, because like Senku said, when he first heard the proposal before he told him what the actual proposal was, he was like, take making a round trip rocket, which isn't something that we're not capable of doing yet. It would take decades. It would have to be massive. But with this, they overcome and circumvent so many things, and it's honestly brilliant. And honestly, I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, how does he think about that? And I love how Senku kind of shuts it down, like it's been done before, but he also lets know that, like, but you're still insanely brilliant for thinking about it, because just because it's been done before doesn't make it any less impressive that you thought about doing this. And so I don't know, something about that just got me so hyped. And don't get me wrong, it's still going to be quite the undertaking. This is going to be not quite as hard as building an actual round trip rocket, but now that we have separate pieces, we have multiple interlocking components. This is space we're talking about. Not a single dimension can be off. Not a single interlock can malfunction. And that's five. That's five different space launches, shuttle launches that have to be successful. Like, what happens if you get pieces 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3 up, but you send 4 up, it explodes. Now, do we have to wait to rebuild it again? Personally, I thought that the solution would be, at the end of the day, we wouldn't be able to make a two-way rocket. What we would opt for instead is we get to the moon, we defeat Y-Man, we stop Y-Man. I know that's not going to be that simple. I know that there's going to be a huge twist, and I'm really excited for that. But hear me out. We get to the moon, we defeat Y-Man, we beat Y-Man, and then everyone's just like, they're stuck. They don't have food, they don't have oxygen, they don't have resources. But guess what they do have? A Medusa. And so what they decide to do is petrify themselves in space, and so that one day, now that the world is free and people can live their lives again and we've rebuilt society, those decades Seku was talking about are almost foreshadowing, because then what can happen is sometime after they get around to reestablishing society, we can get back to where space travel is important, and maybe 20, 30, 40 years down the line, after we've rebuilt society. And honestly, that's probably not even long enough. But, a long time after we've rebuilt society, we send a spaceship up to the moon to retrieve the unit that defeated Y-Man, bring him back, And then you just have this really heart-wrenching, just really emotional scene where Senku and everyone else who went to the moon return, and it's like the like all their friends are like old as hell, and like the people that actually went to rescue them are like the children or the grandchildren of like the science kingdom and stuff, and like they look like them and they're all into science, and like, oh, it would just be super cool if we had like something like that happen. And that's where I thought we would go with it, because I was like, man, I just do not really think we can make a round trip rocket, but this works out well. And so basically they decide, hey, let's figure out what we're doing. Let's put this out a vote, because Senku says it's not impossible for this to happen, but it would be a lot more work than what we had anticipated. So is this something that we actually want to do? And we have the first democratic vote in the Stone Kingdom. Sai creates a little does a little code where you can do the little Squid Games voting method. And long story short, everyone votes for the two-way rocket, and we even check and we see that it was a unanimous vote. So everyone actually was really, really for this plan. And I just love the fact that everyone just kind of decided, like, you know what, this plan.
You know when they say it's so crazy it just might work?
And I just love that fact. I just love that fact. So really excited. Can't wait to see how they implement this. Can't wait to see how we reintegrate everyone and everything and every resource that we've seen and that we've met, and how it all culminates to this grand final journey, and what other challenges and struggles we run into in this endeavor. Also, once again, another reason I love this chapter, mangaka once again ups the stakes, and this time Senku is trying to establish internet in the stone world. And every single time he makes something like a grandiose statement like that, I'm like, all right, bro, come on, for real, for real. How are you gonna do this now? Like internet, like you see the computer we have and how long that took to make and how big that is, and like I don't really understand how the internet works. But like we're gonna need like routers, blah blah blah. Unless I'm thinking about current internet, he's just thinking about dial up or something. I don't see. That's my point. I've never ceased to be surprised or amazed, and that's what makes this series so great. So anyway, I'm gonna leave the review here for now. I think I pretty much touched upon everything I wanted to in this, and yeah, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for tuning into Otaku Talk. Each and every review means so much to me, and that's why it's important for me, like no matter how I'm feeling for the week, to try and get out my content, because some of you actually look forward to it. I have at least two people that I actually look forward to hearing from and talking to in the comments every week. I want to thank you guys so much. It really, I just love having these kind of discussions and talking about this medium that I love and this story that I'm really, really infatuated with. Anyway, take care. This has been Otaku Talk. I'm your host, OD. Peace.